Hello. The weather across much of Europe at the moment is looking quite stormy and quite unsettled. We've got low pressure across Eastern Europe at the moment. You can see it here. That's been bringing a plunge of colder air across the likes of Latvia, Belarus, for instance, Western Russia and Ukraine as well. So further rain and snow to come across this region, some brisk winds as well. And further west, we've got low pressure also in charge, moving its way in from the Atlantic, bringing wet weather to the UK and Ireland too. Down towards Turkey, heavy snowfall over the mountains, rain at lower levels, really windy conditions on Wednesday through the Aegean and the Ionian as well. Lighter winds and warmer weather further west across the Mediterranean, with temperatures in Madrid 26 Celsius. We could see highs above 30 degrees for a few spots in Spain. Further north, it's another windy, showery but reasonably mild day for the UK into France. But some more snowfall to come for parts of Finland, for instance, looking a bit drier for the likes of Norway though. And into Thursday, low pressure continues its progress further southwards and eastwards into central parts of Europe. So heavy downpours across the likes of France, Germany, some more snowfall to come for the Alps, but it will be quite a blustery story. And it's still unsettled for London and Paris, really, for the next 5 days or so. And after a milder spell of weather, those temperatures will be dropping down again through the course of next week. Further east across Europe, an unsettled story here too, but turning less windy over the next few days in Athens. Bye-bye. Hello. The latest in a string of low pressure systems is yet again affecting the west coast of North America at the moment. This one has been piling in across Oregon and parts of California as well, bringing strong winds and some heavy rain already. We're increasingly going to see heavy snow across the Sierra Nevada into the central Rockies as well. Rain at low levels, could be some flooding problems around the coast of California. Also on Tuesday, we've got this waving weather front around the Gulf states. So that could bring some excessive rainfall, perhaps some localised flooding for parts of Louisiana towards northern Florida. But heading up towards Alaska into British Columbia, actually the weather looking reasonably quiet and dry here at the moment. It's further south that we're seeing that low pressure, brisk winds around the coast of California, heavy rain around San Francisco, heavy snow once again, could be around another foot of snow or so for the next 24 hours for the Sierra Nevada. So we'll continue to see that unsettled weather lasting through the middle of the week, and temperatures still well below average for many western and central areas. Tuesday's weather for the likes of Toronto towards New York is looking reasonably dry and quiet. Cooler air will start to move in across this region, but some really heavy downpours for parts of Georgia, northern Florida. Could be some thunderstorms with large hail and some squally winds mixed in with those storms. But we will see storms clearing from Montreal and from Miami later on Wednesday. It turns a bit colder for Thursday. Hello. We've seen some extensive tropical downpours across northern parts of South America. That's brought flooding already to parts of Bolivia over recent days. I think the emphasis of the heaviest downpours will be a little bit further north, across parts of Ecuador, northern Brazil, into southern Colombia and southern Venezuela. So really throughout the Amazon basin, we're looking at some really heavy showers and some thunderstorms. To the south of that, mainly dry, but still some thunderstorms for southern Brazil, but hotter weather for central parts of the continent at the moment. But we could see a bit more flooding with these really heavy, quite persistent tropical downpours over the next few days. Head a little bit further south, still those heavy showers for Rio de Janeiro, but for Buenos Aires, towards parts of Paraguay into central parts of Chile, it is still warm and settled. Colder air, though, moving into Patagonia and the southern half of Chile and Argentina. That cooler air spreads north, so drop in temperature for Buenos Aires by Thursday. Rio de Janeiro will keep a fairly unsettled story. Further north into Mexico now, and some heavy rain sitting in the far north. That's down to a trailing cold front around the Gulf states. It's looking dry and sunny, though, across the Yucatan Peninsula, and just one or two lighter showers for Nicaragua. A few more down towards Costa Rica and Panama. A fair amount of dry, settled weather for Tuesday into central parts of the Caribbean, and that dry weather holds on for Havana and Kingston, but we see the arrival of some heavy downpours here for Friday into Saturday. Bye-bye. Hello. We're seeing some fairly unsettled and at times stormy weather pushing across parts of the Middle East at the moment. More of that to come. We'll look at the Middle East in a moment, but we'll start across Africa. And for the north of Africa, it's pretty warm at the moment across the northwest, so temperatures above average for the likes of Morocco and Mauritania. But colder air is going to be starting to sweep in towards the northeast, so cooler conditions working into Egypt, Sudan, towards Chad as well. Bits further south and we've got some heavy tropical downpours for the likes of Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, stretching towards the DRC too. And down towards South Africa, we've seen flooding recently around the Eastern Cape. Things are looking a little bit dry, but still a few scattered showers around. But for Cape Town, some dry conditions on the cards and temperatures, in fact, on the rise over the next couple of days. Johannesburg, though, will stay fairly showery. For Khartoum, it is hot and dry, but temperatures coming down a little bit as we look towards the weekend. In Kinshasa, it'll be a mixture of some sunshine, but actually fairly frequent downpours too. Now, some fairly heavy mountain snow and low-level rain is pushing across Turkey towards Syria and the Levant as well. Could bring some blowing sand and dust at times, largely dry through central Saudi Arabia, but we've got some heavy showers sitting across parts of Yemen, 1 or 2 around the coast of Oman as well. So for Beirut, some heavy rain over the next couple of days, but should be looking dry and settled for Dubai. Bye-bye. Hello there. We've got some fairly unsettled weather in store for parts of Central and South Asia for the remainder of this week because a western disturbance, an area of low pressure, is moving in from the Middle East across the likes of Pakistan, Afghanistan into the northwest of India. You can see the cloud there on the satellite image, and that is going to bring some really unsettled, fairly stormy weather. So some heavy showers pushing across parts of Pakistan, Afghanistan into the northwest of India during Wednesday. But ahead of that, actually the bulk of India is still seeing quite a lot of warm and dry weather. Temperatures on the rise up to about 38 degrees for Nagpur. But as we head through the next few days, more areas will see some of that showery rain. Into Central Asia, and the weather looking pretty hot at the moment. Temperatures well above average for parts of Kazakhstan towards Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan as well. But there we're into the heavy showers, rain at low levels, snow for the mountains of Afghanistan and Pakistan. And for Karachi, some more cloud and a few showers, a drop in the temperature. Largely dry for Wednesday down the west coast, just the odd light shower cropping up for the likes of Kerala, but largely dry for Sri Lanka at the moment. Then further north, we're back into some heavy showers for West Bengal and across Bangladesh as well. So this is how things are looking over the next 5 days or so. Could be a few showers for Mumbai during the day on Friday, and some fairly unsettled weather persists for Dhaka with further heavy showers and thunderstorms at times. Some heavy downpours for Chennai during the weekend, but should be dry in Nagpur. Bye-bye. Hello there. We've seen some pretty warm weather over recent days across parts of East Asia, particularly for parts of Laos and Vietnam as well. That warm air is getting squeezed away towards the south, so cooling conditions here. But further north, we're going to see temperatures building again across parts of northern and eastern China and the Korean peninsula as well. So for Wednesday, temperatures well above average for the likes of Beijing, for instance, 25 Celsius. And that warmer, drier air will filter across Japan over the next few days. But to the south of that, you can see all these blue colours on the map. Really wet weather lingering for the southeast of China. Could be some flooding around the Fujian province, for instance, with about 150 millimetres of rain falling over a couple of days. Largely warm and dry weather for parts of Thailand, some heavy showers for Cambodia and Vietnam as well. And we'll see some of those heavy showers cropping up in Bangkok during the day on Thursday. But Osaka and Seoul too are going to be warming up into the mid-20s. A lot of unsettled weather across much of Australia at the moment. Western Australia sees low pressure bringing some heavy downpours around, and it's still looking pretty unsettled and wet for parts of Victoria and New South Wales at the moment as well. Largely warm and dry through central and northern areas. But as we head across the Tasman Sea, low pressure is sitting out towards the east of New Zealand. So although the weather's looking predominantly dry at the moment, it's still windy, some big waves around the east coast. And we're going to see some further rain arriving in Wellington by Saturday, but it's warming up for Perth. Bye-bye.